Well, you can't help but be thankful when you're around this next man. He has a lot to be mad about, but somehow he's managed to stay positive. We first introduced you to Lawrence McKinney last Friday. He spent more than 30 years behind bars for a crime he didn't commit. New DNA testing proved he was innocent, finally leading to his release. But many years later, he still hasn't been compensated by the state. Tonight, his church family in Lebanon held a prayer service in his honor. They're standing beside him and demanding the state take notice of its mistake.
When they told him in his prison cell that he was innocent, they let him out 8 months later. That's crazy. Then when they let him out, they gave him $75. Then after they let him out, they gave him a Social Security check, a lump sum for being in there. And then they wrote back and said they gave him too much, and they said, you owe us $13,000, we're going to garnish your wages, and they did.
During the service, Lawrence was gifted $1,000 to help with expenses.
DNA evidence is freeing innocent people from prison, but often only after they've lost decades of their lives. 30 states offer compensation, but less than half of these former prisoners are ever paid. Omar Villafranca has been looking into a case in Tennessee.
These days, Lawrence McKinney can't seem to stay still. The 60-year-old has spent enough time sitting in one place.
How long were you in prison?
31 years, 9 months, 18 days, and 12 hours.
You have it down to the hours.
Yes, sir.
A Memphis, Tennessee jury convicted McKinney of rape and burglary in 1978. The victim identified him as one of 2 men who attacked her in her bedroom. He was sentenced to 115 years.
What's going through your mind when you're hearing that now you're going to prison?
I still could not believe it because I thought that it was a dream or something.
In 2008, DNA testing of evidence scientifically excluded McKinney as a suspect. Prosecutors said if this evidence had been available, there would have been no prosecution.
I don't have no life. All my life was took away.
In 2009, he was released and given $75. Since then, McKinney has depended on odd jobs at his church just to pay the bills. Under Tennessee law, he could be eligible for up to $1 million compensation. But the parole board, which hears such cases, has rejected his request twice.
In an exoneration hearing, we have to have a lot of evidence, clear and convincing.
Patsy Bruce served on Tennessee's parole board for 12 years. She heard McKinney's first exoneration case.
Why wasn't the judgment by a court and a district attorney clear and convincing enough for you?
Because they didn't notice that they didn't test everything that was ordered by the original judge to be tested.
Prosecutors say the 2 samples not tested either had no DNA or were so degraded tests could not be performed.
Do you feel that there is a guilty man walking?
I have not been convinced he's innocent.
It's not justice for him not to receive compensation for being wrongfully imprisoned.
McKinney's lawyer, Jack Lowry, has appealed the case to Governor Bill Haslam, who has the final say.
There's been one mistake made where he was sent to prison. I trust that another one is not made that does not allow him exoneration.
The governor could make a decision at any moment. After waiting 31 years for his freedom, McKinney says he can wait a little longer. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, Lebanon, Tennessee.
We're now ready to resume.
Before we begin, as a matter of not this record, but the record for the City Council, there's a meeting posted at Glenn's door for 7:30, which will be the regular City Council meeting. We just wanted to advise everybody that's here that we are also now in that meeting as well, because that was all on, this proceeding was on the agenda. We moved into that time frame. We didn't want people to think we expected to have another meeting after this. If that's the mayor's, the council.
Council, what's you all say? You've now heard what the attorney said, that we've now gone over. We did not have a specified time as to how long the hearing would go and what it would be all consisted of. This is our first, as opposed to, I know it's my first, and as you all, I don't know, this is the way y'all been handling. But as the attorney has stated, it's council about the hearing. So what's you all's take on this?
I'm fine with it myself.
What do you think with? State for the record, please.
I'm in agreement for this meeting also to be the second meeting.
Do I have a motion that the hearing resumes as a meeting?
I make that motion that this meeting also be considered as a second meeting also.
Do I have a second?
I second that motion.
Motion has been made and second. All in favor? Let's start with Attorney Gensler.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
If I may continue. If I call Chief Hall to stand, please. If I may continue. If I call Chief Hall to stand, please. Chief Hall, you know you're still sworn?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever received law enforcement training, sir?
Yes.
Do you know what post-certification is?
Yes.
Have you been, or are you currently now post-certified?
Yes, I'm currently certified.
Are you required to attend and complete continuing law enforcement training each year?
Yes, sir. You have 20 hours, officers have 20 hours have to complete every year, and chief executives have to complete 20 hours plus 5 additional hours.
And to your understanding, how long has this been a requirement?
Been in law enforcement for 29 years, so that's how long that's when I went to school, that's when I was notified.
Who's, in your understanding, whose responsibility is it to maintain post-certification hours?
Every officer is responsible for their own hours.
Have you always remained current with your post-training?
I always remain current.
Have you ever lost your arrest powers as a result of not being current with your training?
No, sir.
What is your understanding of the incident which gave rise to Sergeant Williams' suspension?
My answer is that every officer is responsible at the end of the year or the beginning of the new year to make sure that their hours are current and have the many hours they're supposed to have to get the certification. It's not nobody else's job but their own, because when you go to class, they will tell you, you make sure you get your hours, you are responsible for your own hours.
On the incident in question, do you know whether Sergeant Williams was the first officer dispatched or not?
I don't know.
Is Sergeant Williams known for arriving on scene first?
Sometimes he's not. He's behind everybody else.
Have you had any problems with Sergeant Williams' response times to calls?
Yes, I've had a couple of them. Yes, I have.
Were you aware that Sergeant Williams' arrest powers were not current when he responded to the call in question?
No, I didn't.
When were you first made aware that he did not have enough hours to be current?
It was the 26th of February, I mean January, excuse me. I have my notes back there, I can't remember the date.
Did you have any discussions prior to the end of the year with Sergeant Williams about his hours?
At the end of the year, fiscal year 2016, yes I did.
What did you discuss with him?
Just advised him that he was short on some hours for fiscal year 2016 at the time. And he advised that he had already applied for online classes, going to take some online classes.
Did you view the incident question on video?
Yes, sir.
Were you aware, watching the video, at some point that Officer Jenkins was attempting to effect an arrest?
Yes, sir.
Did Sergeant Williams attempt to assist Officer Jenkins in gaining physical control of the suspect?
No, sir.
With your knowledge, training, and experience as a law enforcement officer, would you consider the suspect to have been actively resisting?
My knowledge, training, and experience, the suspect was resisting.
In your knowledge, training, and experience, when a suspect resisting and an officer is trying to effect an arrest, if there is another officer on scene, what is their job?
To help assist, make those control to make the arrest.
Why is that?
It is, your use of force on that is to stay one step below the person that's actually resisting. It keeps one individual, whether it's the officer, or it keeps all the individuals, whether it's the officer or the victim, or the perpetrator, whoever, from getting injured.
Does an officer have a duty and responsibility to use due regard for the safety of the public?
He has a duty to use it.
Your knowledge, training, and experience, did you believe Sergeant Williams' response to be in accordance with his training as a law enforcement officer?
Say that one more time, I'm sorry.
Your knowledge, training, and experience as the chief of police, you're responsible for Sergeant Williams, correct?
Yes, sir.
After viewing the incident, did you believe Sergeant Williams' response to be in accordance with his training as a law enforcement officer?
No, sir.
Do you believe that every second Officer Jenkins and the suspect were on the ground, they were being injured?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever had complaints from other officers about fellow officers?
Yes, I have.
Which officers have been complained about by other officers?
Sergeant Williams been complained about by probably every personnel that have disappointed me.
Are there any other officers that have been complained about to that extent?
Sheriff's Department members, other agencies.
Is there anything else you would like to explain to this council about the proceeding or your determination that you made as it pertains to Sergeant Williams and his employment?
My decision that I made is to save the city from a lawsuit because it was not, at the time, a certified officer who did not have arrest powers and no difference from me putting any one of y'all in a police car and giving you the badge and gun and say, go answer these calls. Put you on midnight shift, you work the whole midnight shift, you see. There's no difference.
I have nothing further.
Chief, you said you did see the video, correct?
Yes, I sent the video.
In the video, did you see, did you hear Officer Sergeant Williams telling Officer Jenkins to get up off of Mrs. Johnson?
Yes, I did.
And why was there no injury report to Officer Jenkins in the police report?
It was superficial, superficial wounds, knuckles, elbow, knees, just scratches on it.
All right.
It was nothing to report as far as injury on the job or nothing like that.
So Officer Jenkins received no injury that night of this?
He received them that night. He received abrasions to his knuckles, elbow, and knees. Asked, did he need to get looked at by an ambulance or anything? He said, no, just scratched. All it is, just scratched, nothing to it.
And why, again, you said just then that you didn't want to have any liability on the city for being sued. Then why didn't you immediately relieve Sergeant Williams of his responsibilities? Why did you wait that 2 to 3 week period when there is liability? And
There was no 2 or 3 week period, a few days. I think it was two work days.
Well, if I'm not
Because at that time, I did not find out until I called
it was
Post.
January 26th when you found out, correct?
That's when I found out with Post that his certificate, he did not get his hours in.
Right.
That's the letter I got.
Right.
Well, the next week is when I called Post to verify what's going on. And that's when
So
they
did
said.
you not believe him when they said that to you?
That's when they said that he had no arrest powers at that time. January
I'm sorry,
1st.
did you not believe it when you found out on the 26th?
I've never been put in that position to start off with. I always keep up my hours. All the office keeps up with hours. They're responsible for hours. I'm not responsible for it.
So
I never had nobody to deal with. I've never had no dealings with that.
I understand, but as the police chief, it's your responsibility to be aware when your officers do not have certification. Is that correct?
When I'm notified by post, it's the officer's responsibility to keep your certification.
And then, for the record, it wasn't until after the 10th of February, is that correct, when you decided to write the recommendation letter?
Yes, sir.
All right. Have you ever been reprimanded or disciplined as the police chief?
No, I haven't.
What about as a police officer?
No, I haven't. Don't have nothing bad against me in my file, or city hall file, or whoever's file. I never had nothing against me.
And have you always told the truth in all of your testimonies?
I sure did.
All right, thank you. No further questions.
Thank you.
We can have, you want to make it closer, or you want to show the video, or how do you want to do it?
Well, you had another witness to bring up, did you? You also had on there that Officer Jenkins was a witness.
Yeah, I've already got him. I mean, I took care of him when he was already up there.
Okay.
He said everything I was saying.
Yeah, start the video now. That
We can have, you want to make it closer, or you want to show the video, or how do you want to do it?
well, you had another witness to bring up, did you? You also had on there that Officer Jenkins was a witness.
Yeah, I've already got him. I mean, I took care of him when he was already up there.
Okay.
He said everything I was saying.
Yeah, start the video now. That
Yeah.
Members of council, we have agreed as council, as legal counsel, we do not believe it is important to view the entire 40-minute video. However, it's certainly within the council's discretion to view the entire video if you want. We think we should start the video by agreement around 23 minutes into the incident. If it's okay with council, just for time, purpose of time. If not, we'll show no video.
I'm satisfied with y'all's recommendation.
Counsel, what can you, I understand what you're saying, attorney, but, counsel, will you give me, as the mayor, the, first priority to make that offer, to recommend or find out what it is from you all that, you need to see before we go off into what you make? Let's follow proper protocol and do it the right way. And, as a matter of record, if this is regarding the, employee, then we need to see the view for the record. My recommendation would be that we review it. I'm not trying to step over you.
No, I understand. But are you saying you want to view the entire? Well, I'm not understanding the question now.
At what point? You said it was 23 minutes?
Yeah, roughly around 23 minutes. That's right before the arrest. Because the first 20 minutes, they just...
With the officer?
Correct.
I'm just asking. Before an arrest, that transpired that long before the arrest, is that what I'm understanding you?
Yes, there was conversation between Mrs. Johnson and Officer Jenkins.
Mayor, the entire video is about 40 minutes long. What we're saying is the pertinent portion we believe is only about 5 minutes, starting at minute 23 to about minute 28, 29. I'll cut it off wherever he's going to cut it off. But we would ask the council to view it within those time constraints, just for the issue of time. But certainly, if the council can, I do respect for the citizens here, their time too. But if not, the council wants to view the entire 40-minute video, that's y'all's decision too. You
Due to the fact that
have all the evidence.
the council has not, have you all seen it?
No.
Well, I think the council needs to, from my perspective, they need to hear it, or view it.
View the entire video, ma'am?
Absolutely.
Is there a motion?
I'd like to make a motion at this time that we just accept the lawyer's recommendation and view the most important part that they have agreed to. That's my motion.
I'll second that motion.
Motion has been made and second. All in favor?
Do we have discussion?
You can.
Do both lawyers agree or in agreement with the 23 minutes into the video?
Yes.
Both lawyers.
All right. So we can start with Councilman Johnson.
Aye.
Aye.
I don't see it.
Aye.
motion, pardon, the motion carries that, we go ahead with the 23 minutes. Can you turn it this way?
Yeah, but I mean, y'all might want to scratch
Everybody here needs to see it, that's what it is. Where's the screen, don't we have a projection? Pardon? Does the city have a projector? Can you? We need to raise it up where it can be, we can stack, bring some chairs and that way it can be viewed.
Where you want to sit right here?
Yes, put it out there.
All right, y'all can sit here.
Well, I've seen it, but the rest of y'all.
I think it's more important for us to, we're the ones that gotta make a recommendation for what we want.
And that's true, it's public, but it's public,
It can
it's
be
public.
public access, they can look at it later. For sake of time.
Well, we're here for the sake of time, everybody's here to see it, so if you sit it up, put it right there on top of this table, I think everybody here will see it, absolutely, let's put it right there. I'm putting, and put it right there, just listen. When we put it up high enough.
That's still, everybody can see it.
Here's some chairs, stack some chairs right there.
Can we have closed?
This is a public.
I make a suggestion, council viewing this right now, so later.
When is later? Tonight?
We can take it out there and.
Well, we've been here, later in times past, late.
But that way the people that don't care to see it, can go.
Who all don't care to see it, raise your hand. All those who can want to see it later, you can all excuse yourself, and the ones who want to stay and see it, you remain here. I heard the one right there. Well, we'll just, take, I'm just saying, it's a shame you said don't have a meeting agenda. You got it. But anyway, let's go ahead with, turn it up. It's not anything on it, it's just made of fun. Put the mic on.
Yeah, turn that one
Turn the mic on.
There you go.
Turn the microphone on. You got the mic on. Let's stop it, bring it back because it's not on.
Well, all I can tell you is this.
Ready? Which one is that? That number 2?
Oh, everybody, what happened? Why? Well, all I can tell you is this.
I don't care if I get locked up in the process of it or not. That's not a different issue, but this man had no business. You been gun that man ain't the man. Like I said, look my God.
Listen.
out here.
We're gonna take care of this part down here, and we ain't got this part figured out yet.
You ain't got that.
Whatever happened, no.
You ain't got that.
Whatever, oh yeah, I do. Oh yeah, we gonna do. When we get it figured out. Now, it's kind of up to you what you do if you go back to Milledgeville. But I got news for you, young lady.
It is what it is.
You go over there and start some stuff, and some folks come over here.
Somebody, my family member asked me what happened. I said, he man shot at me. It's gonna be slashed you. Straight up, what family member you know ain't gonna come back for nobody if they say they shot at you and you a female? You ain't got nothing, you ain't did nothing.
You better I ain't finished with this call, but what I'm fixing to do is lock you up for obstruction.
Look, can I
That's what I'm fixing to do right now. Hush your mouth.
Look, I'm finna shut up. Man, it's not no obstruction.
Turn around.
I'm not putting my own in there. I just said it's not.
Yes, you will. Turn around.
I just said
turn
it's
around.
not. Stop, no, stop. Stop.
Get down. Stop. Get on the ground.
That is no obstruction. No, stop.
Get on the ground.
Stop.
Get on the ground.
Oh, no.
Get down. Hand down.
No. Stop.
You can hear it.
Stop. Stop. Oh. Stop. I'm not lying. Stop treating me like a wild dog. Now the man just did me, man. Now the man just did me, man. Straight out. Stop. Stop.
I'm telling you.
Stop. Stop. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. That shit when he read relevant, man. Shit was relevant, man. Like straight on, man. This shit really relevant. All that I told you, man, that's not a struggle. Unless I answer me in court. And everything. It's all good. It's all good. I bet that's a lawsuit. I bet you that's a lawsuit. I bet you that's a lawsuit. I'm finna sit down. Can I sit down? I bet you that's a lawsuit. I'm finna sit down. Can I sit down?
So because you weren't injured, is that what you cause you to believe that they're not being injured?
I don't know what to, I didn't know what to believe now. So, listen, don't put words in my mouth because I don't know about what other people. Yeah, I can only talk about me. You asked about me. I don't know about other people.
Well, you told me your words are they're not being injured fighting on the ground.
I didn't say they weren't being injured. Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Were they being injured?
I don't know. But I'm asking you, did you hear that though? Because sometimes you have to be careful how you listen. See, you know, seriously. And no, you know, I mean, I'm not trying to be a jokester here. I mean, you really do, because sometimes you can hear things that wasn't really said. You know.
My question was, did you understand that every second Officer Jenkins and the suspect were on the ground, they were both being injured, and you said no?
You said, was I aware, right?
I said, did you understand?
Understand? I said, I don't know where. I don't know. I didn't understand nothing. Neither one of them. I don't know.
It was not your understanding.
I'm telling you, Lawyer Greg, listen. I was shocked out of my wits. I had to get my bearings to think of what to do. Because I've never been involved with an officer in that kind of capacity. I never. I'm talking about, it was a shock to me. And you want to ask me that? I mean, you want to ask me that? I mean, you want to ask me that? And I'm telling you, you want to ask me that?
Yes,
I don't understand this. What are you doing? What are you asking me?
I'm asking you.
I mean, what are you asking me?
Was it your belief?
What? What are you asking me? I want to know, what are you asking me?
I'm asking you.
Because you're not asking me nothing. You're telling me. You're telling me. You're telling me what I am and what I did and what I've not did. That's what you're doing. You're telling me about the mayor. You're telling me about the chief and all these people. You're telling me. You're not asking me. It's a kind way of saying I'm asking you, but you're telling me. And I'm telling you. I don't have nothing to do with what's going on here. And I'm going to tell you something about Gordon. I tell you what, I told somebody when I came to Gordon, I was so jolly about Gordon. Gordon was a beautiful place. I never thought it existed anymore. There are people can come and not lock their doors. And all this stuff. And then all of a sudden, the truth came out about Gordon. There's a hidden agenda. I call it the beautiful side of evil. That's what it is. It's evil. It's beautiful. Oh, how you doing, Tommy? You doing all right? Hey, well, you doing fine? But it's evil. It's evil. It's evil. This is evil. Right here. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And you can't really you can't pinpoint it. I wonder what this is. But let me tell you something, Lawyer Greg. I'm going to tell you something. And all these people that's listening. Gordon has been weighed in the balance and found wanted.
Sergeant Williams, you ever been diagnosed with anger management issues?
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Is that a yes or no?
Sergeant Williams, you asked the question.
No, I haven't.
No further questions.
Any further from the attorney? Everything clear?
No further.
All right, thank you. We will close that part out.
Do have a question. Will we be able to ask any questions at all now, or, before we move any further? If we have any questions or statements, just a matter of fact.
The council can deliberate in executive session if they choose to do so, and yes, the council can ask, can look at any evidence they now have questions about.
I do have one that I'd like to, clarify, and I'd like to read this statement. It's part of the package that came, that you all had, and I just wanted to more or less read what it says. It's in the personnel policy. It says, I have entered into my employment relationship with the city of Gordon voluntarily and acknowledge that there is no specified length of employment. Accordingly, either I or the city of Gordon can terminate the relationship at will, with or without cause, at any time, so long as there is no violation of applicable federal or state law. So, my question, the city, all of this is good to hear all of the things, but the chief has got the right to terminate somebody, and then the council has got the right to uphold that, whether there's any cause at all. It says at will. That means you can get rid of somebody, Isn't that what this says? I mean, basically, it was in that package we just got.
Yes, sir. As stated, I think previously, the previous council meeting, officer, and don't get technical here, but Sergeant Williams is a police officer. But as to the city, he is an officer entitled only. He is not an officer of the city. And therefore, he is not entitled to a due process hearing as per that statement. He is an at-will employee. However, because the policies and procedure manual prescribes a course of action for discipline, and this council said that the proper course of action would take it to a committee meeting, and after a committee meeting, that by policy can be appealed to the council. That is what we're here is on that appeal. This is not a due process hearing in that he has due process rights or an ownership interest in his job. He doesn't. He is an at-will employee. This council does not have to have cause to terminate his employment.
I did have one other question. I'd just like to ask this of Mr. Williams, if I may. Officer Williams, Sergeant Williams, you said that you've been a police officer 27 years, 15 at Milledgeville and 12 here in the city of Gordon. Right. In those 27 years, I'm sure you have seen a lot of situations that escalate, just like you said, just like that, from 0 to 100. Right. You aren't prepared as a police officer to take action in that short amount of time to make that decision? Isn't that what a police officer is trained to do? Aren't you supposed to know exactly what to do, whether you agreed with what Officer Jenkins did or how fast he did it? Just time that situation started to advancing to the point that it did, shouldn't your law enforcement training kick in and you should have been over there and on top of the situation? You sat right here and said, I was so surprised I didn't know what to do. Now, my question...
It's surprising simply because of the officer. You know, I mean, he had several charges to bring against this lady. Several charges. And we get almost at the end of him making his decision. We get almost to the end of him wrapping this thing up. She made statements about how she gonna tell the folks pertaining to this guy, you know. And, you know, we better be ready, whatever. And I've had people to say stuff, you know, in time past, make threats or whatever. Which that wasn't even, from what I've experienced, that wasn't even a legitimate threat to me now, you know. But nevertheless, it provoked him. It did something to him, and it brought a rise in him. And you asked the question, Mr. Edie, you asked the question, you say, out of my 27 years of training, did I not have the necessary experience to make a decision? And my answer to you is yes. And that decision that I made it. And I stand by. I hear Mr. Green, he talks, and he's a great lawyer. He can paint a pretty picture. He can paint a wonderful picture, you know. And yeah, I got a rise. He got a rise out of me. You know, that's good. You know what I'm saying? But I want to say this about that very statement about the fact that, you know, I should have did what I should have did, but I didn't do what he suggested that I should have did. Like you're asking, I should have did a certain thing because that's in your mind. But I did what I did because that was in my mind. And you've worked on jobs. All of us have worked on jobs. And there has been, at times, a decision had to be made. Right, wrong, or indifferent. You had to make that decision. It may cause somebody, it may not cause nobody. Actually, you may tell you the truth, you make the best decision that is, you pat yourself on the back, but that's only to set you up for the decision you got to make down the road. What you're going to make down the road ain't going to be the same decision. And it's going to cause somebody. It's going to affect somebody. But you're basing your decision on this previous decision that you got a pat on the back for. You don't know down the road that you're going to get the same pat on the back. So what you have to do, you have to make it up in your mind, can I sleep at night if I make this decision or not make this decision? Because the thing is, I have to be able to sleep. And I think, for the most part, what Officer Jenkins, whatever his decision, I don't know, but for the most part, I would have never even thought of any officer, for as him or anybody, to make that type of decision, and as far as this particular suspect is concerned. But yeah, I got the training. I used this training. I exercised the training.
That's all I had.
I would like to say, all of this took place, and you said, y'all, we're looking at 61 seconds. 61 seconds is 1 minute. Within 1 minute, you gave a verbal command. You're saying that you gave a verbal command.
If I hadn't did what I did, it would have been more than 61 seconds.
Okay,
you know?
You gave that verbal command.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think the whole thing, whatever, I don't know how he got determined 61 seconds. I don't know. But from what I've seen in that particular video, I mean, I finally got a chance to look at it. But what I've seen, which you can't see the actual tussle. You can't see none of that. No, you can't see none of that. You just hear us. But however long it took for me to, like I say, come gather my thoughts. You got to gather your thoughts. Now, okay, I got to gather my thoughts because I'm surprised at the fact that this officer had made the decision.
But you gave a verbal command.
Yeah, I gave a verbal command.
And once you gave that verbal command,
it was over with.
It was over.
It was over with.
Mr. Williams, just first of all, I want to say I appreciate you and I thank you for your service as a peace officer.
Thank you.
And but one thing that bothers me, and maybe you can help me get over this, is January the 16th, when you responded to this incident, your certification had been revoked by the state. And if you'd have been the arresting officer that night, this city could have been placed in a great deal of liability on the account of that.
I understand that.
And that's hard for me to get over right there.
I understand. I understand now, Mr. Davis. Mm-hmm. I personally understand. I do. Yeah. Whatever, let me just say this. Whatever you all's decision, there's no hard feelings. Like I say, you got to rise out of me, because I, first of all, was thinking my mother's thought. But anyway, as far as I'm concerned, for each and every one of you all, I don't hold no hard feelings. So life goes on. Like for me, life goes on. Gordon is the source, provider for me, for my income, but it's not the sole source. Because I get a chance to live, And I believe in the higher power, as some people would call him. I believe in God, and I trust him to take care of me. And he will. He will. Regardless of what y'all decide, I'm going to live. Thank y'all, though. But, and I forgive you, all y'all. I forgive every last one of y'all. I do, personally. And I want y'all to know that. Ain't nothing personal.
Question. When you talked with Post or did whatever you had to do with Post to get certified, okay, did they give you a date or something to have this corrected?
Yeah. They, from what I understand, there was a date that I got to have corrected, and I did do it by that deadline, or before that deadline.
And so I think you put a letter.
Yeah.
I think I got a letter somewhere.
Yeah.
But once Post did this, they said you was okay. You made the deadline.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. I'm sorry.
That, by the date that they gave.
Yes. Yes.
So my question is, piggybacking off of what she said, prior to you not being certified, your thinking was that you were certified.
I was thinking I was.
So,
I was thinking I was. Never had this problem. Never had this problem.
No, what I'm saying, I'm trying to see along that. At the end of December, you were certified, had all your requirements.
As far as I was concerned.
As far as you.
As far as I was concerned.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And until such time, you had all your certification. It was just that one class that you had not submitted. I mean, that you submitted, but you did not know there was a computer glitch.
No, I did know.
I'm just asking.
Yeah.
That was the clincher.
Yeah, right. I did know.
The one that determines that the chief didn't know.
Right.
And you didn't know because Post had not informed you that you were not certified.
Right.
So up until that time, clearly stating you were certified.
As far as I was concerned, yeah, right, yes, I was certified.
With your training hours and such that you were required to have.
Right, yes, yes.
So you only knew that you weren't certified
when he gave me the call. Okay. That's the only time I knew.
So.
And I never, like I say, the chief. I've been working with this department 12 years, and they have a tendency. Even there, Chief Hines, Assistant Chief Hines, was telling me, all of us got our hours. Andy didn't get his. We had to call Joe Comp down here and set up a class for Andy. Because Andy lose it. He didn't get 5 hours. He didn't get 5 hours, so we had to set up a class for him to get. But everybody else is good. Everybody else got their hours.
Hold it, Chief. I'm sorry, Sergeant. Oh my goodness. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's what was said to me. Now that was said to me.
So this is just a talk around the
department. Yeah, I got it from like I say, Assistant Chief Hines. And I was good with it. Yeah, okay, everybody good. Okay, that's fine. Because it always happened that, you know, and I understand what the chief said. Yeah, it is not his responsibility, and it's not his responsibility. But as a department of this size and stuff like that, you want to make sure everybody's good. And I'm gonna say that he's been good as far as making sure everybody was taken care of. He's been, you know, right on, you know. But I don't know. I'll tell you this. I say that he's a great man. He get your shirt off his back, but don't cross it.
So Post gave you once you talked with, once the chief told you that you had to get this class in, they gave you a date to get this class in.
Yeah.
And Post, so then everything
Would
was
be
okay.
satisfied.
Would be satisfied.
Yeah.
And then they did say, they did.
Right. Exactly.
So if Post is satisfied, then why is there a point of us having to come here and be here?
Well,
Because
Well, my understanding, it was two deputies at the sheriff department that had the same problem in Wilkerson County, and I was, people talk, and they had the same identical problem. And the sheriff, with the computer, they had one in 1 hour, two of them, and the sheriff decided, okay, y'all go home, get that straightened out, and come on back to work. From what I understand, that what happened. So,
after this happened, because you did work 3 days after you find out, but then the chief also knew it too, right?
Yeah, right.
Both of y'all knew it.
Right.
Okay. Did y'all ever try to just, because I try to solve things in a different way. Did y'all ever try to just sit down and talk about this? Because,
talk about it in what respect? In what way?
Are you asking he and the chief?
Yeah,
or
he and the chief.
No, we never sit down and talk about it, he told me what was going on. I got it straightened out.
And when you say what was going on, are you saying?
About the hour.
He never said that, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, you're saying that, well, you need to go and complete your hours, and then until such time, you may lose your employment.
Yeah, right. No, he never, none of that kind of discussion. No.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, none of that kind of discussion, no. Yeah, might be, might be, you know what I'm saying?
I'm just wondering y'all ever talk.
No.
Well, let me say this, and I now see that we need, I'm just saying, there needs to be some dialogue as we need to talk. I don't want to get ahead of the game. Are there any more questions coming from the council?
Officer Williams.
Yes, sir.
You is a sworn police officer. You've been mandated this year.
Yes, sir.
And what little thing that bothers me is you're supposed to be able to control yourself, in certain situations.
Right.
Now, I've been a police officer too. You can get out there and the way you control yourself in a situation can get you out of it.
Right.
The way you control yourself in a situation can get you into it.
Right.
So you need to be able to control your.
What is it that I didn't control?
Your outburst in here.
I mean,
that's not.
It wasn't to the extreme, was it? I mean, did I do a bad job? Did I throw anything? I mean,
well,
there are times that you might get a rise, right? There are times you might get a rise. People might say something to you that might cause you to have an outburst, right?
Well,
I mean, you say you've been a police officer. Now I know you done had a ride.
Yeah.
Now I know that.
But
you can't tell me anything.
Always.
And I was able to control myself. I ain't had no problem.
Let's just give each other time to say that, because considering and listening, it may have been loud.
Yeah.
It may have been loud.
Right.
And this is to clarify this, to say, when I'm sitting here and I'm thinking now with all of this that's going through me,
And I'm having to maintain just knowing what I've heard tonight. And anybody in their right conscience can say, because I'm talking the way I am, I'm aroused. I'm acting out of order. But I'm still in order.
Right.
Because
That's
I'm
right.
expressing
Exactly. It's an expression.
who I am.
Exactly.
And what has happened, what has transpired.
That's right.
Many times we sit in here.
That's right.
We do the same thing,
That's
gentlemen and ladies.
That's right.
Sit here. I endure. But if I had my within me to say, we've gone and said words, telling each other to shut up. Where's the balance?
That's right. That's right.
I'm talking about the council members. The citizens have sat in the council meeting throughout. I've had to sit here and read all because of contrary constituents. Out of order, one sat here. I mean, come on, people. I will trade places and let you come up here and sit tonight. And let me throw and giggle and do all that to you tonight. You all have done this. It's not about color, but you all have done this. You've expressed it one way or the other. The lieutenant over there had to tell some of you all to be quiet tonight.
Mayor,
I'm speaking at the moment. Then I'll give you time. I'll give you time.
please, let's move on.
I am. Now, see? That's a prime example.
Let's move on.
We are going to move on, but when I'm done speaking.
All right.
Thank you. But I say this to say, this is not right. I don't care how you look at it. It's not right. We are just a town out of order. And it's time for some order. Move on. Councilman Wynn, I think you had something. What is it that you're going to move on to?
Move on with what we got to
What
do.
is that?
Let's don't be arguing with all the
Go ahead and state what it is.
I'm through.
All right. His interpretation is totally different from mine, but I gave him ample time to just explain himself. So in this meeting, well, I don't think they can hear you. Can y'all hear her?
Yep. I just said that I got called stupid last week by citizens sitting here.
Yep, sure did. But did you lose it?
I lost the pool. Council members, I'm trying to break into your train of thought, but if y'all are done with asking questions and hearing evidence, customary procedures for the council to go into executive session and deliberate on what potential decision is, and then come back out, because that would have to be announced.
Well, before we go, you said that this was the meeting, so.
Open session.
Pardon?
Then once you make up your mind what you want to do in closed session, you can't vote in closed session. You have to come back out.
And I understand that.
In open session.
So, but did we want to go ahead and, through this, the meeting, we had, as you said, Attorney Green brought out the agenda, so I don't want to make it seem like we didn't go through the meeting, the process. So I want to move
Y'all
further
have
along.
exhaustively gone through the meeting.
Absolutely, we did that before.
Well, you know what? Really, this is what I was trying to tell y'all at the end of the thing when it became confused last week. And Attorney Green, you know, this is what I was saying, that we should take this, we should start the council meeting early.
Absolutely. Not
even put in for a second meeting at 7:30. And see, it still worked out. I'm not no self-bragging person, but it still worked out the way that I said.
Absolutely.
It is what it is.
And we're not looking to be validated. You brought it up, that you thought it would be the best thing to do was have it at that time, and so that's what we did. Rather than the mayor making that decision. But the council listened to you as the attorney, so that's what she's saying.
Well, I was thinking that's what he said, but some of the council was saying.
So with the time I have left, let me be the mayor and make these decisions, and you all direct it to me first, and then we take it to the council. Attorneys, come to the mayor first. I think I'm approachable. Mr. Boone has known me all the days, so you don't have to look to others. I'm talking directly to you. Oh, absolutely. So if you all have you want to do anything with the agenda, contact the mayor and let me know. The mayor has it here secondhand.
I haven't done anything with it.
All right, I'm just saying, okay, but I just want to get that off to let it know. But this is the way we want to do things in decency and order. If we want things to be done right or be successful, you got to do it right. Follow the chain of command because it is what it is. We are the mayor and council. All right. Now, further along, is this what we want to do? The agenda?
I make a motion that we suspend the agenda for the night and move it forward to the next meeting.
All right, let me see if I have something. I think I have something I need to bring out in the mayor's notes. It's not much. Thank y'all. Y'all are being so good and patient. I just do want to say that with the comprehensive plan that was held last Wednesday, that was taken care of. And we have some information from the 4-H department. Do you have a copy of that, clerk, about that?
I'm not
They're
aware of
wanting to
that.
do that library. Did you have a copy?
I'm not aware of it.
Okay. Well, that was something that the 4-H department wanted to run by us, that we set up book, some kind of book purchase or what have you. But other than that, if there is, I'll just make a call to you all and see how you all view that.
Well, just as information on that, I'll tell you, I know.
So you don't want to govern?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, good.
A couple of the Better Hometown have been working with the library to make that happen here in our community.
Okay. Okay, good. All right, and I just wanted that to be known. But other than that, I don't have anything else.
Did we get a second?
I second Mr. Eady's motion.
Motion has been made in second. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, let's go with the roll call with Councilman Densley.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
The ayes have it. We now adjourn for, take a few minutes. Do we need to, just to go into executive session?
I make a motion we go into executive session to discuss personnel matter.
I second.
Motion has been made in second. All in favor? Densley?
Aye. Aye.
The ayes have
Make a motion, we go back into regular session.
Motion has been made in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We have before us the decision, we didn't take a vote, so we just, the council has, made a suggestion regarding the, personnel.
I make a motion that we accept the recommendation of the disciplinary team, that we give Sergeant Williams an opportunity to resign, or he will be terminated by the end of this week. That's my motion.
Second.
Motion, any discussion?
I don't think that this is very fair because when we came in here, last, meeting that we had about this situation, we said that when we went into section that we had just one thing on the table to discuss, and that was the counting of the, with the situation, with the lady. This other stuff came up, and then we used it. So, with that being said, I don't think that was right.
Any other discussion? If no further discussion, do I have a recommendation that we adjourn?
We have to vote on it, call for a vote.
All in favor of the recommendation, we'll start with Councilman Dancy.
Aye.
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 No.
Aye.
No
I now
further
make a motion,
discussion.
we adjourn.
No further discussion. Do I have a recommendation that we adjourn?
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Motion has been made and seconded. All in favor?
One, two,
So because you weren't injured, is that what you, cause you to believe that they're not being injured?
I don't know what to, I didn't know what to believe now. Listen, don't put words in my mouth, because I don't know about what other people. Yeah, I can only talk about me. You asked about me. I don't know about other people.
Well, you told me, your words are, they're not being injured fighting on the ground.
I didn't say they weren't being injured. Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Were they being injured?
I don't know. But I'm asking you, did you hear that though? Because sometimes you have to be careful how you listen. See, you know, seriously. And no, you know, I mean, I'm not trying to be a jokester here. I mean, you really do, because sometimes you can hear things that wasn't really said. You know.
My question was, did you understand that every second Officer Jenkins and the suspect were on the ground, they were both being injured, and you said no?
You said, was I aware, right?
I said, did you understand?
Understand? I said, I don't know where. I don't know. I didn't understand nothing. Neither one of them. I don't know.
It was not your understanding.
I'm telling you, Lawyer Green, listen. I was shocked out of my wits. I had to get my bearings to think of what to do, because I never been involved with an officer in that kind of capacity. I never. I'm talking about, it was a shock to me. And you want to ask me that? I mean, you want to ask me that?
If you
I mean, you want to ask me that? And I'm telling you, you want to ask me that?
Yes,
I don't understand this. What are you doing? What are you asking me?
I'm asking you.
I mean, what are you asking me?
Was it your belief?
What? What are you asking me?
Was it?
I want to know, what are you asking me?
I'm asking you.
Because you're not asking me nothing. You're telling me. You're telling me. You're telling me what I am and what I did and what I've not did. That's what you're doing. You're telling me about the mayor. You're telling me about the chief and all these people. You're telling me. You're not asking me. It's a kind way of saying I'm asking you, but you're telling me. And I'm telling you. I don't have nothing to do with what's going on here. And I'm going to tell you something about Gordon. I tell you what, I told somebody when I came to Gordon, I was so jolly about Gordon. Gordon was a beautiful place. I never thought it existed anymore. There are people can come and not lock their doors. And all this stuff. And then all of a sudden, the truth came out about Gordon. There's a hidden agenda. I call it the beautiful side of evil. That's what it is. It's evil. It's beautiful. Oh, how you doing, Tommy? You doing all right? Hey, well, you doing fine? But it's evil. It's evil. It's evil. This is evil. Right here. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And you can't really you can't pimp
important. I wonder what this is. But let me tell you something, Lawyer Greg. I'm going to tell you something. And all these people that's listening, Gordon has been weighed in the balance and found wanted.
Well, you can't help but be thankful when you're around this next man. He has a lot to be mad about, but somehow he's managed to stay positive. We first introduced you to Lawrence McKinney last Friday. He spent more than 30 years behind bars for a crime he didn't commit. New DNA testing proved he was innocent, finally leading to his release. But many years later, he still hasn't been compensated by the state. Tonight, his church family in Lebanon held a prayer service in his honor. They're standing beside him and demanding the state take notice of its mistake.
When they told him in his prison cell that he was innocent, they let him out 8 months later.
cause you to believe that they're not being injured?
I don't know what to, I didn't know what to believe now. Listen, don't put words in my mouth, because I don't know about what other people. Yeah, I can only talk about me. You asked about me. I don't know about other people.
Well, you told me your words are, they're not being injured fighting on the ground.
I didn't say they weren't being injured. Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Were they being injured?
I don't know. But I'm asking you, did you hear that though? Because sometimes you have to be careful how you listen. See, you know, seriously. No, I mean, I'm not trying to be a jokester here. I mean, you really do, because sometimes you can hear things that wasn't really said. You know.
My question was, did you understand that every second Officer Jenkins and the suspect were on the ground, they were both being injured, and you said no?
You said, was I aware, right?
I said, did you understand?
Understand? I said, I don't know where. I don't know. I didn't understand nothing. Neither one of them. I don't know.
It was not your understanding.
I'm telling you, Lawyer Greg, listen. I was shocked out of my wits. I had to get my bearings to think of what to do, because I never been involved with an officer in that kind of capacity. I never. I'm talking about, it was a shock to me. And you want to ask me that? I mean, you want to ask me that? I mean, you want to ask me that? And I'm telling you, you want to ask me that?
Yes,
I don't understand this. What are you doing? What are you asking me?
I'm asking you.
I mean, what are you asking me?
Was it your belief?
What? What are you asking me? I want to know, what are you asking me?
I'm asking you.
Because you're not asking me nothing. You're telling me. You're telling me. You're telling me what I am and what I did and what I've not did. That's what you're doing. You're telling me about the mayor. You're telling me about the chief and all these people. You're telling me. You're not asking me. It's a kind way of saying I'm asking you, but you're telling me. And I'm telling you. I don't have nothing to do with what's going on here. And I'm going to tell you something about Gordon. I tell you what, I told somebody when I came to Gordon, I was so jolly about Gordon. Gordon was a beautiful place. I never thought it existed anymore. There are people can come and not lock their doors. And all this stuff. And then all of a sudden, the truth came out about Gordon. There's a hidden agenda. I call it the beautiful side of evil. That's what it is. It's evil. It's beautiful. Oh, how you doing, Tommy? You doing all right? Hey. You doing fine? But it's evil. It's evil. It's evil. This is evil. Right here. It's beautiful,
wonder what this is. But let me tell you something, Lawyer Greg. I'm going to tell you something. And all these people that's listening, Gordon has been weighed in the balance and found wanted.
There's no need of standing up for the right unless you're gonna stand up against the wrong. Tell me how you're gonna ever stop being weak unless you make your mind up to be strong. You got to do right, walk in the light, it won't be long. There's no need of standing up for the right unless you're gonna stand up against the wrong. Tell me how you gonna ever stop being weak unless you make your mind up to be strong. You got to do right, walk in the light, it won't be long. Let me tell you now, it's easy to hate your enemy, and it's just as easy to love your friend. But if you are gonna love like the Bible tells you, you got to let the love of God come in. You got to do right, walk in the light, it won't be long. Oh, don't you wanna love him better? Oh, don't you wanna love him more? Oh, can't you hear the Savior knocking? He keeps knocking at your door. You better make a haste to seek your Maker before you have to meet with the Undertaker. He will save you right now if you are willing. Can't you see the Bible is fulfilling? You got to do right, walk in the light, it won't be long. Oh, don't you wanna love him better? Oh, don't you wanna love him more? Can't you hear the Savior knocking? He keeps knocking at your door. You better make a haste to seek your Maker before you have to meet with the Undertaker. He will save you right now if you are willing. Can't you see the Bible is fulfilling? You got to do right, walk in the light, it won't be long. I said you got to do right, walk